I was just wondering, like, what amount of time you spend on networking, and this would be geared specifically toward mid-level and senior level professionals, but I mean, feel free to also address more junior level.
That's a great question. You know, I feel like I always answer questions way, but I'll give you it depends, and then I'll give you a direct answer. I mean, the depends part is, you know, what do you want in your career, right? Like, are you super motivated by doing art at home and you don't really care about your career as much? You know, are you super motivated by dogs, like something that's not your career wise? Like, you if that's the answer, then you probably spend less time than you would otherwise. You know, as someone who basically deals with executives all day, at a certain point, I don't care what your job is, if you're senior enough, you turn into a salesperson. Like, whether you're selling potential employees, or you're selling your existing employees, or you're selling new business, or you're selling your business, or you're doing something like your book of business, your Rolodex. I mean, how many times have you heard that? Like, oh, we brought over a new COO. She's doing XYZ. She's got an amazing Rolodex. She knows every buyer. Like, oh, like, so she's like connected. Like, yeah, she's probably really good at her like COO job, but she knows everybody. Like, that's a thing at a certain level. So, you know, I would start with like, what do you want? You know, are you cool kind of doing what you're doing? And that's great. I wish I was cool doing what you're doing sometimes. Ambition can be a curse sometimes, but at the same time, if you're doing it, like what I say, my metric is I was maniacally trying to build the business, and it sounds like a lot, but it's really not, is what I call 30 touch points a week. And it's if you think about text messages or emails, or how I define a touch point, I talk about this in the book, is basically I want someone to remember that I'm alive as a human being, not like a spam message saying how great my business is or how cool, but like I want someone to say, hey, that's Larry. Like, I remember him. He's, you know, it could be, I remember we were talking about your cat. How's your cat doing? Like, I remember your kid was having a birthday party. Did you get balloons after all? I mean, it could be something as lame as that, but there's some brain science behind this. I won't go into it in too much detail, but like we're wired in a certain way to kind of like remember who's there. And I'll get back to your question in a second. The concept I have around this is this idea called strategic serendipity. And what I mean by that is you're kind of strategically putting yourself in the right place at the right time. But what I have it kind of at different levels. I think earlier in your career, you're kind of developing your chops and trying to figure it out. So in my company, I have them do, you know, five touch points a week. Reach out to your roommate in college, reach out to your high school friend, reach out to your uncle, like whatever it's going to be. The mid-level people who are really trying, we have two tracks in our business. We call one the client acquisition track, which is kind of more sales. And we have more that's the practice leadership track, which is more internal facing. The people who are trying to go on the client acquisition side, they're reaching out a lot more, and we have metrics around that. And then the other people are a little bit less, but we still encourage it, because this isn't all about sales. Like, you're a better COO if you know the buyers. That has nothing to do with selling. Like, you're just a better COO if you're a buyer. Like, I'm a better, I'm great at reservations. Like, like if someone wants a reservation, like, I'm a good guy to call. And if they're calling me for reservations, like, chances are if they actually need my services, like, that's great. Or if they're looking for a lawyer or something, I'm not a lawyer, but people call me all the time for a lawyer just because I know a lot of lawyers. So I like being that. But then when I give that lawyer referral, at worst, I'm getting a nice bottle of wine. At best, I'm getting something coming back the other way. And it's not even about the material things. It's just, you're helping someone. And I don't know about you guys, but when I help people, good things come back. It's just the way it works.